Good afternoon, Ma'am Belen. This is part 2 of my Module 2 assessment. I created an application that utilizes SOAP to transfer data through a web service. This is my Android application. It has an image, a description, a spinner widget, and a button, radio button group, along with a button and a result text view. So let's go ahead and try selecting Vietnam, and let's see how many gold medals they have. It shows the result here. Vietnam has 107 gold medals. Let's check if the result is accurate. So Vietnam has 107 gold medals. Let's go ahead and try another country. Let's select Philippines, and let's see if it will show that they have 72 silver medals. So let's select silver, and let's check again. And the result is Philippines has 72 silver medals. So the results are accurate. Let's go ahead and stop my the run of my application, and let's check how I created this Android application. Let's start with my fetchdata.php file. Instead of creating a nested array function or a nested array variable that contains all the data, I decided to create a database that contains all the data that is necessary to run or create my application. This way, it is easier to add and update the amount of medals that each country has. Instead, and I did not want to um, make the access of the data limited by putting it through here, uh, and essentially creating a um, static variable. So the thing I did is I created this table, and I could create a connection. I created a connection from localhost to referencing this table and this database. Um, so whenever I connect, and I will execute this query, which will select the category, which is um, gold, silver, or bronze from medals, where the country is country. So, and after that, it will return the result. And I did it so that it would return only the amount of medals selected by the user, and it will close the connection. Here in service, I updated the web service description. I just renamed it to get medal count and get medal. And also I updated the description of the variables that are needed. So after that, I created this new Xamarin layout, and I edited this activity main XML file in order to generate the UI of my Android application. And I added a spinner and some radio buttons, and I added the functionality here in mainActivity.cs. Here is the code that makes the spinner widget work. First, I declare the spinner widget here, then I created a function that gets the current position of the spinner, basically getting the selected value and applying it to this global variable that I created called country selected, which also has a default value of Vietnam. Next is the radio buttons. I declared it here, and each radio button, when clicked, does this function that also does the same thing. It gets the selected radio button and sets the value of category selected. And category selected has a default value of gold. After that, I created this button that would show the result. So when you click the button, it does this function handle click, and what it would do is it would call the web reference that I created. It would make an instance of it, and I would then use this instance to get the function, which is get count here, which basically does this. It would connect to the SQL database and using this query, return the value that we request. So after we get this, it would add the value to this variable result, and I would format it in order to create to display the result to the user. So it would get the country selected, the result, and the category selected, and it would print out the country selected has result, category selected, medals. And that's how my program works. Thank you very much.